When it comes to the world of investing, the power of compounding is king. I recently revealed how I have been able to multiply my investments in the shortest time possible of 4 years using the 843 rule of compounding. And you love this rule of compounding. Reading through your comments, I come across someone's comment on another rule of compounding that they are applying for their child so that when the child gets older, they get to become a millionaire. So, in this video, I'm going to discuss another great rule of compounding with a longer investing duration of 20 years. This is the 722 rule of compounding. But before I get to expand on this rule, if you had some inquiries on the previous video of the 843 rule of compounding, then stick around for I will be giving my take on it. Let's begin. If you've watched my previous video on the 843 rule of compounding, then you know the basics of what each number of the rule signifies. The same goes with today's discussion on this rule that I'm discussing today, the 722 rule of compounding. If you are new, let's break down each number of the rule. So, what exactly is the 722 rule of compounding? Well, it's another simplified approach to multiply your investment where 7 represents a 7% return on investment, ROI, which is a realistic and achievable target for many investors and investment vehicles as it accounts for both capital appreciation and dividends. The 20 represents a 20-year investment duration, emphasizing the importance of long-term thinking in the world of investing, as staying committed to your investments for 20 years, you give them the time they need to weather short-term fluctuations and realize their full potential long time. And finally, the 2 highlights the significance of diversifying across 2 different assets of your choice, as spreading your investments across multiple asset classes enables you to mitigate risk and increase your chances to successfully grow wealth long term. As we said in the previous video, don't put all your money into one asset as you will be at risk of losing a significant portion of your investment in case the asset doesn't perform well. But by diversifying, even if one asset underperforms, the other can help offset the losses, keeping your overall portfolio more stable. Something really amazing about this rule is that it can be used for both adults like you and me, and also for children to build wealth long-term for 20 years. Starting with the adults, let's look at an example of 2 adults. One is 25 years old and the other is 35 years old. Let's say both of them have $10,000 that they divide equally and invest in 2 assets. These are tech stocks that represent the potential for exponential growth in the continuously evolving tech industry, and index funds that represent broader markets from different companies and industries. Over 20 years, assuming an average annual return of 7% for each asset, both individuals, the 25-year-old and the 35-year-old initial $5,000 investment in each asset, will grow to approximately $19,348 on each of their investment, adding up their total final investment after 20 years to approximately $38,696 from $10,000. Comparing the 2 scenarios, we see that both individuals end up with the same total value of investments after 20 years. However, the advantage of starting at 25 years old lies in the opportunity for longer compounding. While both individuals achieve the same final result, the 25-year-old benefits from an additional 10 years of compounding. This extra time allows their investments to grow and compound more effectively, resulting in potentially greater wealth accumulation over the long term. Let's revise the scenario with additional monthly contributions from both the 25-year-old and the 35-year-old. The 25-year-old commits to $500 monthly contribution as they have much disposable income, while the 35-year-old commits to a $200 monthly contribution to each asset. After 20 years, the 25-year-old's assets will have grown by 7%, resulting in each of the investments being valued approximately at $265,321, adding up the total value of the two investments to over $530,642. As for the 35-year-old's assets growing by 7%, each of the investments will be valued approximately at $117,737, adding up the total value of the two investments to over $235,464, showcasing the remarkable potential of the 722 rule when applied to a diversified investment strategy with two different adult individuals. So, what about if, as a parent, you want to kickstart your child's investment portfolio as early as now? Then this rule is the best one to consider using. When it comes to investing for your child, the best two assets to offset with are setting up a 529 account for their education and a custodian Roth IRA for their retirement. You can also use other investment vehicles like index funds, ETFs, real estate investment trusts, or stocks. It all depends on you as a parent where you seem fit to invest for your child. The 529 account is specifically designed to help save for future education expenses, offering tax advantages and investment growth potential, and the custodian Roth IRA is a fantastic way to kickstart their retirement savings early on, thanks to its tax-free growth and withdrawal benefits down the line. To see how this rule will change your child's life, let's look at an example. For instance, you have a 5-year-old child and you decide to start investing in their education and retirement right away. First, let's consider the 529 account for education. You open a 529 account and contribute $1,000 annually for the next 20 years. Assuming a 7% annual return, we find that after 20 years of annual contributions totaling $20,000, at a 7% annual return, your 529 account would grow to over $46,000. That's double your initial investment, thanks to the power of compounding. Now let's turn our attention to the custodian Roth IRA for retirement. You open a custodian Roth IRA for your child and contribute $500 annually for the next 20 years. Again, assuming a 7% annual return, we find that after 20 years of annual contributions totaling $10,000, at a 7% annual return, your custodian Roth IRA would grow to over $23,000. Again, this doubles your initial investment. Something to note is that these compounding calculation results may differ when using the free available compounding calculators, but the final results are close to each other. Now, let's put it all together. After 20 years of consistent contributions to both the 529 account for education and the custodian Roth IRA for retirement, your total investment of $30,000 would grow to over $69,000. But we're not done yet. Remember, these calculations only take us to the 20-year mark. Assuming your child decides to continue contributing to both accounts over time, these investments could continue to grow and compound, setting them up for a financially secure future. Something to note is that these rules of compounding may not be for everyone, so find one that works for you. When it comes to the return on investment, ROI, the most realistic target is usually either 8% or 7% for most investment vehicles. As for the duration you want your investment to grow and compound, it will depend on how long you personally want your investments to grow without you withdrawing from them and letting the amounts reinvest and continue to compound. And when it comes to assets, again, you are the only one to decide how many you are willing and capable to invest in. As it's said, personal finance is personal to you. So make sure before you commit to start to use either the 843 rule, the 722 rule, or any other rule of your choice to compound your investments, Assess your risk tolerance and your long-term financial goals. Whether you're investing for yourself or your children, the 722 rule of compounding approach can help you build wealth and secure your financial future. Remember, it's never too late or too early to start investing, so why not take the first step today? Your future self will thank you for it.